As we keep things rolling here at Immortality 2, I am Kevin, the intern, being joined by George Mackay. And here comes the hometown boy. Vaughn Vertigo, a native of Port Hope, coming home to what has been a fantastic reaction and what could arguably be the biggest match of his career, George.
Oh, 100%. Listen, you're going for the 12 pounds of gold, okay? You are going for the Junior Heavyweight Championship of the NWA. Do you understand who's held this belt? Do we understand the history of this belt? If you don't know, this could be arguably, like you said, his biggest match with so much on the line.
Absolutely, cannot disagree with any of that. Vaughn Vertigo, a man who earlier this week celebrated 10 years as an active competitor. You know how old he is now? 24. That means he debuted when he was 14 years old, George. What were you doing at 14?
Probably playing Super Nintendo somewhere or Nintendo 64.
Yeah, and Vaughn Vertigo was on his way to becoming one of the most impressive competitors in the world today.
Well, some of our journeys are different than the others.
That's very well the case. But speaking of impressive, Kerry Morton Jr. You know, only 3 years he has spent as an active competitor, which is very hard to believe. But when you consider the fact that he comes from wrestling royalty, his father is the legendary Kerry Morton, a man that has been grooming him for this sport of professional wrestling since birth. And now he is one of the most top competitors in the world as the NWA World Jr Heavyweight Champion.
Well, and here's the thing about Kerry Morton. He's got no shortness of confidence, no arrogance, and I say that as he goes around the ring eyeing a lot of the fans in here with disdain. The fact is that he has no shortage of confidence in his abilities. I sat down with him earlier today, and I gotta be honest with you, he is a man who has so much knowledge behind him. He talked about having car rides with Bobby Eaton at 8 years old, 9 years old, learning from his father, Ricky Morton. The fact is, you're talking about wrestling 101, a clinic that could be put on being in those car rides. And he said that's something that shaped him into the performer that he is today.
Absolutely. You talk about the people that trained him into the competitor he is. He can also call Jim Cornette a mentor. Imagine having all of that pedigree, all of that wrestling knowledge being drilled into your skull at such a young age. This is a man that, quite frankly, I don't know if anyone can stop him, but if we believe in Vaughn Vertigo for one night coming home, this is a fairy tale story for that young man if he can come out on top.
Fairy tales are known to happen. I just know Ricky Morton is not going to make Vaughn Vertigo's dreams come true tonight. He's going to do everything he can to stop Vaughn Vertigo from raising that title above his head.
And now let's take it to Gentleman Jeff for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a singles bout scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. And it's on the NWA World Jr Heavyweight Championship. Introducing the challenger, fighting out of the corner to my left. He hails from Redefined.
Surprisingly, a better reaction than I think Kerry Morton was thinking of, even after knocking over a few chairs and insulted some fans, but not the reaction the hometown hero Vaughn Vertigo got as Morton puts his junior heavyweight championship on the line. I mean, you got a big fight feel here, Kevin. You cannot buy moments like this.
Absolutely. Official Brad Myers in charge. And we're off to the races. Oh, and Kerry Morton going right to the outside, trying to get in the head of the challenger very early on in this match. Not only getting in the head of the challenger, but in the head of Port Hope itself.
Listen, when you're the champion, you really have the champion's advantage. As we know, Vaughn Vertigo can't win that strap. If Kerry Morton stays to the outside and gets counted out, Vertigo would win the match, but not the title.
I mean, that's true. Morton does not need to defeat Vertigo to retain the title. Vertigo needs to defeat him if he wants to add his name to the list of people that have held that gold. And let's talk about that list, George. We're talking about names like Ultimo Dragon, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask. The man who trained Hulk Hogan, Hiro Matsuda, is a former NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. And Vaughn Vertigo can add his name to that list here tonight.
He absolutely can, but the fact is, you want to get that 12 pounds of gold, you got to go for a man who's over 200. You got to go for a man who's built like a brick house. You got to go for a man who, like I said, has got no shortage of confidence. Vaughn Vertigo is one of the best performers I've ever seen step in the squared circle. But don't count out Kerry Morton.
And you know, Kerry Morton, let's talk about why he's so confident. He won that title last November against a junior heavyweight legend of the modern wrestling scene, Homicide. He's defended that championship successfully against names like Chase Owens, against names like Shane Douglas, against people like the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam. If I had names like that on my resume, I'd probably be a little confident myself.
Absolutely, and look at that right now. Vaughn Vertigo going, taking it to the mat. And I don't know if Vaughn Vertigo wants to go old school with Kerry Morton right now. May not be the best strategy, but regardless, oh, look at that. Kerry Morton reverses it. Vertigo now trying to get to that lower base to try to, you know, kind of soften that pain as Morton twists that arm. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize those old school chain wrestling, oh, look at that. Those old school chain wrestling maneuvers. It's a lost art in today's product. Do you agree?
I can't disagree with that, but, you know, when we're talking about artists in the ring, Vaughn Vertigo, very much an old school style competitor, but with a new school mentality. And you combine that together, and that may very well be the kryptonite to Kerry Morton's championship reign here.
Right, but as soon as Vaughn Vertigo tried to go strength for strength, Kerry Morton just ran through him and dropped him face first on the mask. Look at that.
Over goes Vertigo, tripping the champion. Champion up to his feet, right into a headlock takeover. And again, both these competitors showing off their old school wrestling fundamentals very early on in this championship match.
Look at that, Kerry Morton turns it into a head scissors lock right there. He's got Vaughn Vertigo, quarter center of the ring. Vertigo kicks out of that though. Back up to a Vertigo base and got a headlock again. Up.
Oh, beautiful.
How about that? That Morton was gonna go for the atomic drop. Well, Vaughn Vertigo rolled through. That was damn impressive.
Both of these young men trying to show that they are the headlock master. You know, Vaughn Vertigo very much in control here, but Morton fighting off into the corner, breaking up that headlocking, taking it right to Vertigo. Vertigo over. Morton thought he had him. Headlock takeover from the Visionary.
Oh, look at that. He locks the arm in there. Oh, that's got to be a wrench on the shoulder right there, right now.
You know, Vaughn Vertigo, one of the most experienced competitors on the scene. He's been all over Europe competing, sharpening his skills. In fact, it's not too long from now, he's going to be going to Europe for another excursion, and I'm sure he would love to take the NWA World Jr Heavyweight Championship with him.
Absolutely, and as Morton goes for a little bit of a breather, Vaughn Vertigo's got the momentum. And I want to say a lot of people may not have realized that Brad Myers, head official, was in great position. And as Vertigo had that headlock, you notice that Myers was staying squarely focused on Kerry Morton on that shoulder. If he dropped it, could have got that count of 3.
And let's just point out here, the standard New Frontier rules do not apply to this match. This match is going to be contested under the NWA official rules.
He's asking for the mic right now. What is going on here? We're in the middle of a match. Not time to cut a promo.
Here comes Vertigo, trying to grab Destiny by the horns here tonight.
We know they say you want to get something. You want your eye. You want got so set in your sights you can't sleep at night. You got to go after it. And that's what Vaughn Vertigo did. But he was met with a forearm and
face first into the post he goes. Brad Myers, senior official here in New Frontier, showing a little bit of leniency, and I can understand why when we're talking about a world championship opportunity. Vaughn Vertigo landing right in the third row among his people here in Port Hope, Ontario.
Well, I got to tell you, curling is one of Canada's favorite pastimes. And Kerry Morton, he had a pretty good throw there. Vaughn Vertigo was sent quite far with ease.
And the official, Brad Myers, checking on the visionary as the fans here in Port Hope at the Jack Burger Sports Complex get behind him. On Vertigo, strike to the chest of Morton, sending Morton back in the ring, getting control of this match with Morton with a shot to the midsection.
Look at the conditioning of Morton right now. Not even very much sweat on his body right there. He is definitely in some great shape, and he is not gassed at all right now, nor is Vaughn Vertigo. These two guys have so much left in the tank. Look at that, come on. You gotta respect that.
You know, I'm not gonna respect the cocky attitude, but what I will respect is that rebound suplex, a move made famous by people like Tully Blanchard back in the day. Again, Morton using those old school wrestling fundamentals and bringing them into the modern age. That's what I love to see in the sport of professional wrestling.
Absolutely, and if you want to see wrestling redefined, you want to see guys like Kerry Morton coming here on a regular basis, then you got to be watching New Frontier. If you're not, what are you doing? Exclusively on the Fight Network? I mean, come on, you can't get anything better than that, better than this right now. This action is phenomenal.
And again, Morton, old school moves, using that elbow to add a little bit more pressure to that abdominal stretch.
And some people wouldn't realize, the deeper this match goes, that's going to affect Vaughn Vertigo's breathing. That's going to affect his vertical base. That's going to affect his chance to do power moves like your suplexes or like your power slams.
You know, in normal matches, I would say the longer this match goes, the more it's going to favor someone with the conditioning of Vertigo. But in this situation, it's really hard to pick a favorite here.
They both have the great conditioning. They both have great speed. They both have phenomenal power when needed.
When we're looking at paper, Vaughn Vertigo, the 10-year veteran, he technically has an experience advantage, but Kerry Morton, as I said, he's been trained since birth, sure. He only made his official debut 3 years ago, but you know, ever since he was a child, he was wrapping up with the best in that ring.
150%, and I mean, like you said, only 3 years ago actively competing, but the IQ that he has is ridiculous. And I don't care who you are, you got a tall task ahead of yourself when you step in the ring with Kerry Morton.
Morton off the ropes he goes, and again, applying the pressure to the back of Vertigo. I think he may have found his target, and I think that's what he's going to stick with in order to make sure he successfully retains that NWA World Jr Heavyweight Championship.
You're absolutely right, and as he keeps breaking down the body of Vaughn Vertigo, going for that abdominal area, it's going to make it harder for Vaughn to execute anything he wants to do, as his breathing is going to become more and more complicated. Look at this.
3-point stance, but goes right over that rope. Vertigo using Morton's momentum against him. Could this be the opening Vertigo is looking for? Slingshot, taking down the champion. Not wasting any time as he throws Morton right back in the ring. Up top he goes. I think we could be seeing that Vonton bomb. No. Beautiful cross body. Count of two, says Brad Myers.
I'm sorry, I couldn't even speak right there. That was poetry in motion. Did you see the height that Vaughn Vertigo got on that? That was incredible.
And that's the thing with Vaughn Vertigo. He can get these little pockets of explosivity, and if he can keep that up, I think we're looking at a new junior heavyweight champion. Billy Corgan might be getting a new champ tonight. Up top goes Vertigo. Morton up to his feet.
See how quick Morton got up from the bottom of the mat right there? This is incredible. Oh, we got these two guys in a precarious position right now.
That's the thing, neither of these two young stallions have been able to stay on top for long. Both of these young men hungry to be on top of the junior heavyweight world in wrestling. Superplex off the top rope from Morton. And again, just applying more pressure and damage to that lower back of the Visionary. Oh, kip up from the self-professed future legend. Again, he might be taking a little bit of time to taunt, but will that be his poison? Vertigo finding an opening. Half and half suplex from the V guy. Vertigo up top. Vaughn bomb. This is it. This is it, George. New champion. 2.5.
I mean, you can't get any closer than that unless you get a 3 count, but man, oh man. Vaughn Vertigo left it all out there, and Morton just spoiled his hometown celebration.
That was close, but you know, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, George, and unfortunately this is neither of those things. Kerry using Brad Myers to his advantage to help him get up. Oh! Vertigo almost inadvertently taking down Myers. Back elbow, turning things around, half and half suplex attempt. Oh! And the vision of Myers blurred. Morton taking full advantage, hitting Vertigo right where the sun don't shine. I think this kick out at 2.
Well, listen, Kevin, we could get back and forth on semantics right there, but you can't stay a champ for as long as Morton has without sometimes having to go dirty. It's part of the game.
And that may be the case, but I don't think anyone here in Port Hope at the Jack Burger Sports Complex wants to see it end like that. Especially when we're talking about the junior heavyweight division of the NWA, a division that's built on fast-paced pro wrestling. Vertigo back up to his feet, eating that flurry of strikes from Morton down to one knee. Vertigo still not staying down. Off the ropes he goes, discus, elbow right to the temple. Going for that twist of fate.
Oh, look at that, ring of the eyes. Vertigo doesn't know where he's at right now. This may be Morton's opening.
And Morton trying to go for the finish there. Victory roll, almost had a new champion. Morton goes right into that elbow. Discus elbow once again from Vertigo. Off the ropes he goes. Big knee from Morton.
Oh, here we go.
And there it is, the showstopper. The patented finishing move. Is this it? There it is. Kerry Morton still. Hey,
100%.
I'm not taking out.
They're still reigning, defending world champion of the NWA Junior Championship. The one, the only, Kerry Morton. Kevin, you gotta be on the ball with stuff like that, man. When a champ tells you to acknowledge, you gotta acknowledge.
Hey, I've been acknowledging him this whole time. Kerry Morton, hell of an impressive competitor. Can't agree with all of the methods he takes, but at the end of the day, he showed us why he is still the reigning, defending world junior heavyweight champion.
Vaughn Vertigo gave it all he got. He put everything out there, and it's a shame. Kerry Morton is still your reigning, defending NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, and that's it.
Well, what an ovation for the hometown boy here, Vaughn Vertigo. 16,000 strong residents here in Port Hope, and every single one of them is behind the V guy.